Well, hello again, my fabulous friends, and welcome to another Flesh and Blood video today. I really hope you've had a very Merry Christmas, and in just 5 days, we will be wishing you a Happy New Year 2021. Today, we are getting into something I've touched upon before, the economics of Flesh and Blood. And by the way, I don't know if you've noticed the last week or so, there have been some very nice miniatures or thumbnails, if you will, to describe or to introduce my videos. And once again, I'd like to give a shout out to the creator of these miniatures, or thumbnails I should say, Gabriel Couture. Thank you very much for participating and being a part of this channel. Basically, it is one of your fellow subscribers who is producing these little thumbnails. So thanks again, Gabriel. And by the way, every time from now on that you see those graphics going up or going down, that's because it's going to be an economics video, money, card values, and so on and so forth, as you might expect. Now, some of you are saying, I don't want to miss any one of these videos from now on. Very easy. All you have to do is click that little red box in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and you will be subscribed to this channel because you don't want to miss anything going on. Basically, we're covering everything that goes on with Flesh and Blood, so you will not miss anything if you are subscribed to this channel. All right, so let's get going in an analysis today, an in-depth analysis of Crucible of War. Are those boxes that went up to about $500 actually worth the money? We will see. So what we're going to do here together over the next 7 or 8 minutes is have an in-depth look at the value of the cards that make up a booster box, right? Now, any single booster box is not representative of the average value, right? We need a methodology. And as a person with a scientific background, I was always coaxed into describing my methodology first of all. So what we're going to do to get that average value per box is that we're going to imagine that we are opening 40 boxes of Crucible of War. That is 10 cases. And then we're going to be counting how many cards of each category. I categorized them into 7 categories, but I'm going to show you that in a second, what I mean by those. But we're going to count each of those cards, and we're going to add up all the values. And at the end, we're going to get a value for 40 boxes, which we're then going to divide by 40 to have finally our average value per box. Now, this is not very scientific, but it's the best way I could come up with to have an average. And actually, I think it's a pretty good average, but we'll see. Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. All right, so let's start with the first category, which is the Fable category. There is one card that we get in Crucible of War that is a Fable. It is Arknight. Arknight Shard. I've in fact created a series of sheets here so we can have a look at each of these. So the first one here is our analysis of the Arknight Shard, as I was saying. And again, this is based on 10 cases or 40 boxes. And by the way, these are prices obtained from fabdb.net. Their price list, I had to go with a price list somewhere. And by the way, if you haven't already done so, I strongly encourage you to have a look at that, fabdb.net. Their site is fabulous. You have card values, obviously, deck building, and much more. Just go have a look and you'll see. Now, Fabled, we are basically supposed to get one every 40 boxes. So this is why I'm using 40 boxes as an example, because when we open those 40, we should be getting one. An Arknight Shard is worth $1,000. So that is our first amount that we will be using. All right, now in terms of our second category, we have Legendary. There are 2 Legendaries only in this set, and these are Cheyenne, Diamond Gemini, and Fyendal's Spring Tunic. And as you can see there, just above, I've written in that you should be getting 1 per 8 boxes. Some people say 10. I've been a little more optimistic here. And the reason is, at the end, as you'll see, I'm not counting the value of all the common cards. And, you know, you want to make an average. So let's say here that we're being a tiny bit optimistic. So 1 in 8 boxes means that you would be getting 5. And I've divided them. I've assumed we'd be getting 2 Cheyennes and 3 Fyendals Spring Tunic. And those are, as you can see, 2 at $800 for $1,600 total, and the Spring Tunic 3 at $165 for a total of $495. And here are those 2 cards, in case you haven't seen them yet, but I highly doubt that. So there you go. Now our third category would be cold foils. Now cold foils you will be getting 1 per box on average. This is pretty consistent, by the way. So obviously 40 boxes would yield 40 such cards. Now, there are 36 Majestics in the set in Crucible of War, and 9 of those come under the form of cold foils, and there are 14 others that are actually rares that come under the form of cold foils, for a total of 23. Now, the 9 Majestics are Courage of... I'm just showing you basically the most expensive ones, the 4 most expensive ones. So here you have Courage of Blade Hold, $300. Then you have Breeze Rider Boots, $250-ish. Blood Sheath Skeletta, and Gambler's Gloves. There are also 5 others, which would be a Skullhorn, Visiotronic Model, Perch Grapplers, Metacarpus Node, and Crater's Fist. That's the 9 that you will find in a cold foil form. Now, if we add all those 14 rares that you might be getting also, that's your total of 23. Well, in adding all those values, you get to a total which, once divided by 23, yields an average price of $95 per card. Okay, now this also assumes that the rarity is evenly distributed, right? That you're going to be getting one of those 9 Majestics as often as you're going to be getting one of those 12 rares, which obviously is not the case, but we do have to make some assumptions in this analysis. So let's say we have an average price of $95 per card. You're getting 40 in 10 cases, in 40 boxes. So your total value there would be $3,800. All right, now I have a 4th category to talk to you about, and these are the Majestic Rainbow Foils. Because as we will see a little further on, we get on average 8 Majestics in a booster box, but 2 of those come in the form of rainbow foils. So if you're getting 2 per box times the 40 boxes, again, you're getting 480 total. Now remember I said that 9 Majestics come in the form of cold foils? Well, the other 27 come in the form of these Majestics, in these rainbow foils, I should say. And when you add the price of those 27 Majestics, rainbow foil, you get an average price of $36 each. If you're getting 80 in 40 boxes, that means you're getting a total of $2,880 worth. All right, my next category, category 5 basically, accounts for the Majestics non-foils. Now I've been just telling you that there are 8 on average foils, Majestics, per booster box. So if there are 2 that are foil, there are on average 6 that are non-foil. Now all 36 Majestics have a non-foil version. So I've had to add up the average, well, the price of all those 36 Majestics divided by 36, and you get an average of $17 average per non-foil Majestic. Now you're getting, as I said, 6 per box. That's a total of 240 with your 40 boxes. So 240 times $17, there you have it, $4,080. The next category I call Prime Rares, and these are basically foils. I have a few examples are Kaio, the hero card, and Kasai, the other hero card. Each one of these are $25 each. But there are others that comprise this category that I describe as Prime Rares, foil, which means that their average price comes down to about $20 each. Now these you get about 1 every 2 boxes, I would say, from personal experience. All right, I've opened about 20 boxes. And so $20 times 20, obviously, easy math, $400 for those Prime Rares. The last category we're going to look at are the category of the other foils. Now, you get 24 foils in 1 box. 2 of them are Majestics. So the other 22, what are they? Well, on average, 17 are common and 5 are rares. So let's do the little calculations here. If you're getting 17 common foils per box, 40 boxes, that's 680 cards, and they are worth on average $1 each for a total of $680. The rares come at around a rate of 5 per box. 40 boxes, again, that's 200 cards. They are about $2 each on average. So that's another $400. All right, so drum roll. Crucible of War box value analysis based on 10 cases or 40 boxes, as I said, according to fabdb.net price list. we have a grand total of 40 boxes, and adding all those values that I've just come up with, described to you, I should say, yields a grand total of $15,335, which divided by 40 boxes comes to $383 a box. So before I relate to you my final conclusion, just a few more things. Some of you may be thinking, oh, Mark, you forgot the Twinning Blade full art. Well, I did not, but I just decided to not include it because we, basically this is a card that is hidden in some packs somewhere. You will find them once in a while. But remember how the legendaries at the beginning, I said you would get them 1 per 8 boxes, where in fact it's probably 1 in every 10 boxes. So the fact that I was a little bit too optimistic there compensate for the fact that I did not factor in the value of Twinning Blade full art. All right. So the other thing I wanted to say is that obviously all the prices are in US dollars. I wanted everybody to be able to compare their currency to the US dollar. Makes it ever easier when we're all speaking the same language. So there you go. Now, what is that conclusion? $383 compared to what you see out there on eBay right now, around $500, $450 to $500 US. Well, there's not that much difference between the two. And don't forget that there is some speculation taken into consideration, added to the fact that Legend Story Studios did not commit to printing any more Crucible of War first editions, and did not even commit, in fact, to printing any unlimited set of Crucible of War. So there you go. So all of these factors are considered, and I believe that the price that you see out there through $450, $500 is not that far off. So either when you have a market that equilibrates, either cards will go up a little bit more in value or the booster boxes will come down, but I don't think so that much. I think we're hitting a pretty much point there where we're even for both of them, and that is probably right. Believe it or not. So there you go. Anyway, so that's it for our economics class of today. And don't forget, if you've liked the video, one of you actually told me that the likes were actually also very important in how the algorithm treats the videos and how they're shown to everyone. So don't forget to do those likes and to subscribe if you haven't done so. But I don't think any of you are at that point. Just get your friends to do so. We're very close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, which we hope to get within the next 5 days. So until our next video, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.